What up guys, Ali here and welcome to Ali Talks Music. Add me on Instagram at Ali Talks Music as well. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Now let's get into the video. Now Bow Wow has been in the game for a very long time. When his first album dropped around the early 2000s, it shocked a lot of people. The album sold about 100,000 copies in the first week and came in at number 8 on the Billboard 200. This album was a defining moment for Bow Wow and for hip-hop as well. It let us know that hey, hip-hop is not just an old man's game anymore. Younger people can get involved as well, contributing to the art and pushing it forward. If you think about it, Jay-Z's first album Reasonable Doubt came out around 1996. At the time, Jay-Z was 27 years old. Let me say that again. The guy was 27 years old when he first blew up. Now, let me ask you a question. Do you think it's possible for a 27-year-old rapper to blow up today, taking into the fact that rappers nowadays are getting younger and younger? Hey, it is possible. However, the fans would call them old, washed up, outdated, and that would be the end of their career. Now, I'm not saying that it's not possible for an older rapper to blow up today. I mean, Joyner Lucas was around 28 years old when he released his very first album. So clearly there are a few exceptions, especially when the rapper is talented. However, for the most part, hip-hop is a young man's game. It's out with the old and in with the new. Bow Wow is one of those artists that made it cool for kids to have legitimate rap careers. However, despite everything that he has contributed to the game, his legacy sometimes gets overshadowed by his antics and persona. With that being said, let's discuss the problems with Bow Wow.
It's an intervention, Bow Wow. This is an intervention.
So what? That is irrelevant.
That's like if I met you first and you put me out.
So if I dropped your ass off and never came back, nigga, and this nigga raised now.
There you go.
Now when Bow Wow first came into the game, for a kid, he was kinda tough. He made little boys wanna be like him and girls wanna be with him. And because of that, fathers and mothers everywhere had no choice but to give their kids a couple of dollars to buy the Bow Wow album when it came out. Bow Wow was really good at acquiring the younger demographic, doing so with ease. But in my opinion, that all started changing when he hit puberty. Now I remember the time period like it was yesterday. Bow Wow was dropping hit after hit while he was a kid. However, before Bow Wow dropped Let's Get Down in 2009, he was MIA from the hip-hop scene for a little bit. People were wondering where he was, what he was gonna do next with his music. People were anticipating the next Bow Wow song. And then out of nowhere, Bow Wow drops Let's Get Down. The song had a similar vibe as his earlier songs because once again JD was on production. Jazzy Fair as well.
She's from the show me state, so I show her the beat and I'll code it to 8. Hey, do your thing.
Generally, the song received positive reviews from critics. It was doing its thing, however, something was different. Right? Something wasn't the same. The big revelation was Bow Wow's voice broke. Now about a year before dropping Let's Get Down, Bow Wow dropped the little from his name, changing his name from Little Bow Wow to just Bow Wow. I changed my name because I'm getting older now and it's too many littles. All these little rappers. I'm just kind of getting really irritated by it. I said, you know what? Drop the little, forget it. I'm Bow Wow. Besides, I'm growing up. I'm not little anymore. I just decided that 2 weeks ago. I really got irritable. It's all these little cats. Forget it. I am Bow Wow now. Everything is just Bow Wow now. No little Bow Wow. Now between Bow Wow dropping the little from his name and his voice breaking, Bow Wow also started talking about more mature topics and his tough guy image evolved over time. If you think about it, Bow Wow made cute songs for kids when he came out. Songs like Bounce With Me, Puppy Love, Basketball. All of these songs were made specifically for a child demographic. However, when Bow Wow got older, he tried very hard to shed his child star image. And the older he got, the tougher his songs became. He went from the guy making songs like Out of My System to the guy making songs titled Give It To You and Pussy Talk.
Wanna see you strip, make that talk she doing tricks.
The latter of which came out more recently. Not only did Bow Wow's rhymes become more vulgar, they became more gangster. And that caused major confusion amongst Bow Wow fans because he doesn't have a gangster bone in his body. Bow Wow is 5'7". And on that note, That's another problem that held him back in his career, his height. Now when Bow Wow made the transition from child star to teen star, gangster rap was still clutching onto the forefront of hip-hop. Gangster rappers usually had a certain image. They were tough street dudes that could handle themselves in a fight. A lot of them claimed to be moving a lot of weight, rivaling the biggest distributors in Colombia. Now even though these rappers don't really do the things that they say in these songs, image is what matters the most. None of them are really moving weight. A lot of their stories are fabricated, making them look more gangsta. But the question is, can they sell an image? 50 was able to sell that gangster image because he was shot 9 times outside of his house. Kanye was able to sell that polished polo t-shirt wearing look because that's really who he is. Now the problem with Bow Wow is, he already sold us on an image when he first came out. He sold us that child star image. And unfortunately for him, his inability to grow past 5'7" in a genre dominated by toughness and competitiveness made it very difficult for him to escape the image he created when he first came out. Now I don't know if y'all remember the interview that Bow Wow and Omarion did with Torre, but it was freaking hilarious.
Don't come hopping on later. I'm not like winning the Super Bowl and then want to automatically be a fan of mine. Don't do that. I'm advise you to hop on now and get on the train and don't miss it.
During the interview, Torre poked fun at Omarion and Bow Wow, causing Bow Wow to snap. Now when I use the word snap to describe an action that Bow Wow took, I'm not talking about the way Mike Tyson loses his mind when he sees an opponent. I'm talking about the way a 9-year-old boy would get mad at their parents. They might cuss a little bit. They might even threaten their parents with physical violence. Now this is all good until they finally come down to their senses and realize that their parents are actually bigger than them and stronger than them. Now Bow Wow has a lot of moments like these, which brings me to my next point. Bow Wow has been known to take a lot of L's. There was a time when he was trying to make it seem like he was taking a private jet, when in actual fact it turned out that he was flying on Delta Airlines. There's also a photo of Bow Wow standing on his tippy toes while standing next to his girlfriend at the time, Sierra. And let's not forget about the time when Bow Wow went 1-on-1 against Kobe in a basketball match. I remember watching this thinking, yo, Kobe has no mercy, bruh. Did he just call Bow Wow a midget? Damn, that's cold. Now this is one of the many times that Bow Wow got clowned. There was a time when he along with Tyga and Meek Mill were constantly taking L's, making Bow Wow less appealing to the average rap fan, but where he thrived was on TV, a place where he took another big L. Y'all remember the time when Bow Wow was hosting the Grammy Awards pre-show? I know I do. While he was hosting the show, the camera would not cut away from him, making for a very awkward experience for the public. Now L's aside.
It's time.
It's almost about that time.
Now Bow Wow has put out a lot of albums over the years. Albums aside, he has also put out a lot of singles and mixtapes. However, when we start talking about songwriting, especially when it comes to Bow Wow, it becomes apparent that Bow Wow cannot be in anybody's top 10, at least mine, because he didn't write most of his biggest hits. To be fair, Bow Wow came out when he was a kid and depended on adults to help him write him better raps. That all makes sense. At the time, nobody was trying to make Bow Wow appear to be the biggest lyricist in the game. They were just trying to sell records. Now it's easy to sell records when the song or single is written by someone that has authority, someone that is known for writing hit songs. Bow Wow was just a kid at the time, and taking a chance on his writing skills might have been questionable for the label. Now despite all of this is rap. Most people's top 10 list consists of people who can actually write. I'm not saying he didn't write at all. Bow Wow did write a lot of his records. All I'm saying is in order to be considered one of the greatest, you need to be doing your own stuff. And that's very questionable when it comes to Bow Wow and his writing. Lastly, is Bow Wow a dope rapper? To answer this question, what would you rate him out of 10? In my opinion, he's about a 6 out of 10. He can rap, but he just does the job, you know? He gets the job done, and then he goes back home. He's by no means a lyricist, but he can rap, you know? He can rap. These days Bow Wow is not a rapper anymore and appears to be doing other things. However, I truly believe that if Bow Wow was just a little bit taller, y'all, if he was just a little bit taller, his career would have taken off even further as he grew older. Anyway, Bow Wow is still doing his thing, and despite what people say, he still had a huge impact on the game. Could he have been a bigger artist if he just grew a little bit? Probably. But as for now, it looks like we'll never get to find out. That's it for me, man. It's your boy Ali. Catch you on the next one. Add me on IG at Ali Talks Music. Till next time, peace.